What's up, y'all? Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday night, December 20th. This is the Christmas episode, in case it isn't obvious. For those of you watching on Spotify and YouTube, rocking my Elf ugly sweater. Say it's an ugly sweater, but I say it's a dope sweater. This is host Graham Powell, co host Bradley Brown. Say hello, Bradley, and show us your sweater when you're at it.
What's happening? We got a stylish red sweater with a hog on it and some snowflakes.
Where did you get that, by the way? That is pretty dope. I like it.
Man, somebody, I don't even know who got it for me. It was a Christmas present like 3 years ago.
Well, I dig it. Let me
Yeah.
adjust that a little bit. Y'all don't want to stare at my stomach the entire time, but I had to show off my elf. Had to show off the elf Christmas sweater there. Okay, so the World Cup happened. Final match Sunday.
Did
It
you
was a.
watch it live?
I did not. I saw the alert come on my phone. I was in Hot Springs doing dad's side of the family. Not even really Christmas stuff. It was just like a get together because it's like, well, this is we're not going to see each other on Christmas, so I guess it was our Christmas, but it was mainly just, hey, let's have lunch and hang out, which is my kind of Christmas,
Yeah.
So that's dope enough for me. So I was in Hot Springs all Sunday. So I didn't, I saw it come up on my phone. Apparently, very thrilling, huge for Messi, Argentina, obviously. And yeah, uh, Argentina beating France in PKs. So did you watch it?
I did not know. I was just following the alerts on my phone. I didn't watch it live anyways. I seen where uh they got up 2-0 and I was like, well,
Who's
guess
they?
it's a game.
Who's they?
Argentina.
Okay. Because I knew that somebody went up 2-0 early
And
and
they
like I
yeah.
guess France came back.
Yeah, well they say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in sports. I, that's what the announcers always say on any soccer match that I see. But
And how many is that? Have they said that
uh
twice?
yes,
Okay,
probably.
I was gonna
It's
say.
probably they probably said it last World Cup whenever I watched the one or two matches.
I
But
just I just like how we're
I did
leading the
watch
show
the
off
re I did
with the
watch like
World
half the
Cup.
replay yesterday. So
I just like how we're leading the show off with the World Cup, and neither of us saw like any of it. I didn't watch a
hey,
single match.
I watched yeah, yeah. I don't even think I only watched like a couple of minutes of the USA matches, so
I kept up with it on my phone, but that was it. I was either working or, like I said, I would have watched it had I been home, but yeah, I wasn't home. So, but yeah, I mean, it's the World Cup. Even though we didn't see it, it happens once every 4 years. Could be every 3 years though, according to FIFA. I'm guessing you didn't hear about this. They're wanting to change it to many FIFA officials are wanting to change it to every 3 years, which I'm all for. It's only going to be good for the sport, if they do that.
yeah.
So I mean, why not? But Messi, I guess this kind of officially or could, I don't want to say officially. I'm no soccer expert, but he's arguably the GOAT up there with like what probably Diego Maradona, uh maybe
Pele.
Pele's in the mix, yeah. But a lot of people think he's the least many modern soccer fans enthusiasts, and that includes those that have been watching it for decades and we're I would say probably experts on the sport. They think Messi's the GOAT. They think he's the best to ever do it. This is only going to solidify that, obviously, finally getting a World Cup. So yeah, it's I mean it's a big deal. I mean, world it's everybody takes part in it. It's something that everybody around the world does. Not really the states, but I mean we have those that do it too. And I mean the USA getting to the round of 16. I mean
Yeah, we're getting there.
that's
But
pretty good considering they didn't even make it like the last one. They didn't even make the World Cup in the last one. So yeah, good all the way around. And
yeah,
I'm all for
apparently
doing it every 3 years.
apparently that championship match had everything you wanted. I mean, it had think Mbappe, and that's how you say his name. He had a hat trick. He scored 3 goals. I mean,
I have no idea how to say it, but it's a
and
dope
then
name.
yeah,
I
and
like
then
it.
Messi he had two. So and then they won it in penalty kick. So it's a good game.
Whenever you go by one name, you're pretty badass in soccer, apparently. I mean, you got Ronaldo, you got Messi, Mbappe. I guess how you say it. Yeah, whenever you have one name, uh, like Maradona has a move named after him. Because when I was a reporter, we would cover soccer, and Cabot's best player was a really good soccer player, and he did something I had never seen in my life. He was running with the ball, dribbling, and then just stops on a dime, stops it with his foot. He's going left. He stops it with his foot, I believe, runs past it a little bit, spins, and kicks the thing into the net. Like it was a crazy sick move that just looked like I mean, it looked like it'd be like Allen Iverson playing soccer is essentially what it looked like. It looked like some and one shit. And I talked to the coach after. I was like, "What was that move? I mean, that was the best thing I've ever seen." And he was like, "Yeah," and he called it the Maradona. He's like, "Yeah, he had a great game." And then the Maradona at the end, and he had an English accent, of course.
Yeah.
So in Cabot, but the soccer coach, and he called it the Maradona. And I of course go home. I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I have to just research the heck out of it to sound like I know what I'm talking about, in my article. And yeah, it's a move like Diego Maradona. That's the it was a dope move, man. But yeah, if you got one name, badass in soccer apparently. But this United States team is only going to get better. I mean, it's all they say peak soccer years are like your late 20s, like that 26-year-old range.
Mm.
That's what they say anyway. And these are all young guys, so they could very well make some noise, in the next one. Because a lot of players, they don't even I mean, the vast majority of players from each country are only around for one World Cup, is my understanding. Like even though I didn't watch any
I
of it,
like
I listened
two.
to a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
I no, the majority is like one, from what they say. The stars, sure, they're around for more, but the average, you're only around for one World Cup. I mean, it's like the NFL. The average career is 3 years, 3 seasons. So for soccer, it's one World Cup. But a lot of these USA guys should be back. So it'd be cool to see. We'll jump to American football now, something we know a little bit more about. All right. So Eagles, I said last week, these guys are the best team in football. Jalen Hurts gets injured, which with that style of play, it's a matter of time. You almost
Yeah.
hold your breath every time he runs. Like that's been my thing all year. I was like, man, I just hope he stays healthy. I just hope he stays healthy. Because one, he'll probably win the MVP, and the Eagles have a legitimate. They're not going to get a better shot than this at winning it all. So I was really wanting him to stay healthy. What is it? A sprained shoulder,
Sprained shoulder is what they said. Of
and
course,
is it his throwing shoulder? I don't even know. I didn't see the game. Like I said, I was in Hot
he's
Springs all day
I think he's
Sunday.
his left shoulder. So
Well, that's good, but it still sucks, especially with his style of play, running because he's been throwing darts all season. But if you're just going to make Jalen Hurts sit back in the pocket and throw, you're not going to you're not going to be near as potent of an offense as you would be with his running threat. But yeah, I don't know. I like the Eagles, but without Jalen Hurts, I don't see them getting it done with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. And you could say, I mean, how much time does he miss with it? Because he's not going to start Sunday or whatever day they play. They play Christmas Day. I don't
yeah, I
even
believe
know.
so. Believe
Yeah,
so. Yeah, they said there's a possibility that he still plays, but it's more likely he's going to sit out 2 weeks.
and don't they have the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not the best time to sit, but I mean, the Eagles still have a good roster. Gardner Minshew isn't a bad backup. I mean, he started a little
No.
bit there. I mean, if you're going to have a backup, that's a good one to have. But I like the Eagles' chances better with Jalen Hurts. So this could potentially knock him out of the MVP race there. And who would be next? I mean, it's got to be Mahomes, right? I looked at the
Yeah.
stats the other day. statistically, at least yardage wise, he's on. It seems like he's at least 500 yards ahead of everybody else passing. Like it's ridiculous. He's already at like 4,000 something yards, low 4,000s, I think. But like Trevor Lawrence is having a hell of a year, and he's at like 2,500 yards, and Mahomes is what he's at. He's at, I think, yeah, legit think he's at 4,000 yards passing. But thinking of it, thinking of the teams, I have four teams that realistically have a shot to win it all. That I look and I'm like, that's a Super Bowl contender. Can you name
Vikings.
the four? Okay, my next tier, the tier below that, I have two teams. Vikings are one of those teams. Can you
Yeah.
guess the other one?
In the second tier,
Yes. Like they could do it on paper, but they won't do it.
me.
Who pops into your head immediately besides the Vikings?
But they won't do it. They could do it, but they won't do it.
No, on paper they could do it, but they won't do it.
Oh, 49ers? I don't know. But they'd be like in the top four. But
Actually, I don't have the 49ers in there.
he's saying Cowboys.
Cowboys, yeah.
Yeah.
I get gosh, I completely forgot about the 49ers when I named these four. I don't know. I guess it's the backup quarterback thing. I mean, he's played well, but I still think you need a
Jimmy G be back for the playoffs.
no, he's done. He's
Oh,
done
is
for
he?
the year. He is done for the year.
Well, dang.
Brock Purdy, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what he's done. I just Debo will be back by the playoffs. I would say I'd rather have Debo back than Jimmy G if I had to pick one of the two. One of the two. I mean, Brock Purdy has played well, but I'm still not I don't see it. Could they win a game? Sure. I don't see them beating any of these four though.
So who's your four?
All right.
Buffalo. Let's see. We'll go with KC. It's got to be one.
Yep, two for
And
two,
then Philly.
3 for 3.
All right. And then, man, where's the obvious one at? Oh, Joe Cool and the Bengals.
Nailed it. Nailed it. 4 for 4. Those are the four I see having a legitimate shot to win it all. I guess you'll have to throw San Francisco in that next tier for me. But the Chiefs to me are almost I mean, they're what, 11-3, but they're winning every game. They're like squeaking out every game. It's taking Patrick Mahomes being ridiculous every game. I mean, they need all of him
Mm-hmm.
to win these games. So I would not put them over like a healthy Eagles team.
You can't put them over a healthy Bengals team. You just can't.
The the Bengals have their number.
Yeah.
Like it's just a bad matchup for KC. It's not even a like. I mean, sure, could Mahomes and them beat them? Absolutely.
Yes.
But looking at it, it's kind of like even like when the Patriots, like when the Giants, the year they won the Super Bowl again, Eli's second Super Bowl, I thought if they play the Patriots, Giants are going to win. It's just a bad matchup for New England. Like it was close, but yeah, Giants beat them. It's just a bad matchup. Pass rush, whatever it is. I just haven't really sat and just broken it down. But the Bengals, that's a bad matchup for KC. I would pick the Bengals to beat them again if they met in the playoffs.
Yep.
Even though maybe
That's where my money would be at, though.
yeah, even though maybe you would say surely KC's going to get them this time. Surely Patrick Mahomes is going to get him this time. No, I think it's a bad matchup for Kansas City.
Yeah, it's tough beating a team 2 times in a row, but I mean 4 times in a row. I mean, come on.
Yeah, when you beat them 3 times in the same year, it's you just got their number. It's not and they're playing their best football now. That offensive line has started to gel. It just took Burrow a while to get back into shape from that appendectomy. You can't just come back, you can't just automatically get in football shape after going through something like that.
Well, their O line got a little bit better too. I mean, shit, their tackles were on turntables there for the first couple of weeks, and I mean, hell, Joe was just getting sacked left and right.
That's what I mean, though. Like, you still have to know how to gel. Like, those guys have to be able to work together, and they clearly hadn't done it before. And yeah, it didn't look like an improved offensive line, but now it does. It looks like a fairly solid unit, and Burrow's getting the ball out quicker. Defense has played well. You got Jamar Chase, you got good receivers, you got good running backs. It's going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. But yeah, it's okay. I saw the Bills and Dolphins game.
That's a
That was
pretty
pretty
good game.
wild.
Well,
It had to be a long game too. Okay, see, I watched the first drive of that, or like the first Bills offensive drive, and I had let's see, and I was gonna watch Home Alone. All right, so popped Home Alone. I was like, I just want to watch this drive. So I pop Home Alone in, watch the whole movie. All right, turn it off, take my time and everything like that. I'm like, I'll flip it back on the game, see if it's still on. It's like barely into the second half. I was like, gosh, this has to be a long game. I mean, Home Alone's it's your standard like 90-minute movie.
yeah,
And yeah, they had just started the second half. So I was like, well, I guess I'll watch this game.
they just kept delaying it, waiting for that snowstorm to hit. They want to see that snow.
It was cool to see, and I assume I liked the all. I wouldn't have liked it as like their permanent uniform, but I loved the all red that the Bills were rocking. You think they did that because they were expecting that much snow? And it's like, we got to let
Probably.
we got to have Josh Allen like seeing these guys. He's not gonna be able to see them out here. That was kind of my thinking as it was happening, because the Bills punt returner that caught it at the end of the game, toward the end of the game, that like caught it with
Caught
his
it with his face
face.
mask. Yeah.
Yeah, he caught it full on, caught it with his face and just trapped it. Somehow trapped that ball. Like I don't know how he didn't muff it. Like that was, I mean, that was a heck of a catch if you think about it.
Yeah.
But
It was
I
impressive.
was like, I wonder if Buffalo did this on purpose, rock the all red, just so they could make sure Josh Allen could see guys, see where he's throwing the football, or see where he needs to be throwing the football. Just is an interesting thought. But all right, if you had to pick a Super Bowl favorite now, I know we do this all the time, but would it still be Buffalo?
No.
Who you got?
If everybody's healthy, the Eagles.
Because I would have said Philly.
Buffalo's dropped off the last couple of weeks, man. I don't know. Even though they're winning, they just don't look like world beaters.
True, and but a lot. I mean, it's who they're playing too. Uh,
And condition and weather conditions too, because hell, 2 weeks ago they had the strong winds. I mean, that made some of the errant throws from. Oh, dang,
you all
that's a
right
pretty
there?
good one. That's a pretty good one. Did you
What
hear it
was
through the
that?
mic? That was my neck.
Okay, I was gonna
But
say, did you just strain your neck on live whatever you call this, streaming?
yeah,
Right on. Okay, well,
yeah, caught some errant throws, from Allen, but and then of course the snow with the last week. So
the
he
Dolphins
does
aren't a bad team though either. But it's
no.
not like the Eagles have been playing cupcakes either. The NFC East is a stout division again. So yeah, if everybody's healthy, I would say the Eagles. Bengals could sneak up on somebody. Kansas City, sure they could do it. Sure,
Yeah,
maybe as good a shot as any, but in too many close games, they need everything from Patrick Mahomes to do it. Which, if anybody can do it in the league, it's him. He's still the best quarterback in football to me. So yeah, I guess I would still go with the Eagles as the favorite. Jump into basketball. Phoenix has officially sold its team for $4 billion. I believe the Phoenix Mercury are also thrown in there, but I don't
yeah,
think they've contributed too much to that. But
they're
it's
they're a couple million.
yeah, but 4 billion with a B. Quite the turnaround. I mean, I think it was purchased for like 401 million, something like that, in 2004, like not that long ago, and
Dang inflation.
sells for $4 billion, and it's just going to go up. It's just
Oh yeah.
they're just going to keep going up.
There's never deflation.
Not in that. No. Yeah, definitely not in that. Yeah, Suns sell for $4 billion, and a little college football, real quick. All right, so Alabama, Bryce Young, uh, basically the high draft prospects for Alabama, the defensive guy. What's his name? The linebacker. Yeah, I was drawing a blank and I didn't feel like googling it. Absolute
Yeah, I
stud
don't
though.
know.
Projected first round pick. They're all gonna play. I That's refreshing to see. It's refreshing to see the standard of college football being Alabama football, and that doesn't pay me to say that because then it would just pay me to speak the truth if that were the case. The It's good to see the top players for the top program saying, "Yeah, we're going to play. We're going to play. We're going to compete. We want to win." And it's I like Saban talking about it, basically saying, well, "I'm going to set out the bowl game so I can get ready for the draft." Well, can't you, aren't you? Isn't your best chance to get ready for the NFL to play? Play in meaningful games and big games. Absolute point. I don't get the sitting out the bowl game. I don't.
I don't.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see where they're coming from. Like if you're on a, I don't know, a 7-6 team, or a 6-6 team or something like that, and yeah, you're a very high pick. But even then, man, I don't understand how you could kind of look at your teammates and say, "Well, I'm going to go do what's best for me." I mean, it's been real.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, it just feels funny to me saying that, but that's what they do now. That's what many of them do. So it is cool to see like Bryce Young and those guys saying, "Yeah, we're going to play."
Well, Saban would have probably took the keys to their Hellcats if they would have set out.
Yeah, who knows? Well, I mean, Bryce Young's got some endorsement money now. He's going to have a lot more money coming to him. Like, is it? So is it for certain? It's probably for certain. He's gone after this year, right? Or is he going to be like, this is an unfinished business type of thing? Like I'm the Heisman Trophy winner, and I'm leaving Alabama without a ring. Like, is that going to tug at him a little bit, or is a multi-million-dollar contract going to be enough to help him get over that?
Man, I don't know. I could see him maybe wanting to come back just to get that championship ring, but I don't know. It'd be tough to blame him if he just took the money.
Everybody just assumes he's gone. Like he's going pro, and I guess that's the reasonable thing to do. I mean, you don't have anything left to prove. You've won the SEC championship. You've won the Heisman, but the Natty's what they care about there. So I wouldn't say it's just zero possibility, but I don't. I would
Probably
say I
like a
guess he's gonna go
25%
pro.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd even say
Maybe a
more like
33.333 repeating, of course, chance.
I'd say probably about 15. Only he knows for sure. But yeah, it's either way. It's cool to see those guys play in the bowl game. Jumping back to pro football now. All right, so the Bengals beat Brady and the Bucks. Tampa's what, 6-8 now.
Yeah,
Not
still
looking, not
leading.
looking. Yeah, still leading the South. I mean, they're basically playing for the right to get smoked by whoever they meet in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
And that game didn't start like I thought it would, but it sure did end like I thought it would. Like the second half, I thought was just going to be, or I thought it was how it was going to go in the second half. I thought they were going to do as well in the first half as they did in the second half. Is what I was trying to say. I thought it was just going to be a beat down by the Bengals, but it ended
Okay,
up kind of. Gotta be in that. So,
I followed it now. I was gonna say you lost me there for a bit.
I lost myself for
I
a
was like,
little
I don't
bit.
know what he even said right now. Maybe the audience
Me
does, but
neither.
I'm not even sure. So, all right. Well, at least it wasn't me then. It was you as well. So, all right. So
Yeah, I had a
what
moment.
what's it? It's okay. It happens on the air. It happens when we do this. You can sit there when you're not like sitting there talking and be like, yeah, it's. I mean, this is easy. This is easy shit. And then you get on here with a mic in your face and all that stuff, and you know the camera's on you and all that, and then you're like, I just drew a blank. It happens, y'all. So,
Yep.
but okay, so what's more likely to happen after this season? Brady retires or Brady plays somewhere else? He's not coming back to Tampa, right?
Man, yeah, he ain't coming back to Tampa. He ain't married anymore. He'll probably go play for play for the Patriots. It'd be a nice ending to his little storybook career, especially if he wins.
Do they? I mean, do you do that to Mac Jones though? Just say, all right, take a back seat for a year or so.
Yeah,
But
take a.
why?
I
Why?
mean, they might bring him on as just a mentor. Like he, I mean, what if Brady's the backup for his last year?
Yeah, Tom Brady's going to be a backup somewhere. Yeah, makes total sense. And Kevin McAllister's suddenly going to turn heel in the next Home Alone movie, and now if there's a third one, yeah, you'd have to have a storyline like that because it's already bad parenting when you had two. But
Yep.
basically, yeah, Tom Brady a backup. Yeah, let's just bring Jordan off the bench. You think he'd be cool with that? Let's bat Barry. Let's put
Hey,
Barry
I get it.
Bonds
I
in.
was just throwing out a hypothetical situation.
Let's put hypotheticals that'll never
you,
happen.
you get
What's
off my back.
what's more likely to happen? Hell freezes over, or Brady comes in as a Brady agrees to be the back. Mac Jones is backup.
Hell freezes over twice before that happens.
Let's put Barry Bonds in the 9 hole. You think that's a good idea? We're really spaced. We're really gonna throw him off.
It can happen.
Uh, uh yeah. Let's. All right.
But yeah, I mean, dude, Mac would benefit from having Brady back on the team. If Mac took the back seat, he could, watch how Brady preps and does, and handles his daily business in and out. And I don't know. I think it'd be good, but does it actually happen? I don't know. I'd say like a 45% chance. It's not quite 50-50. I mean, hell, he's going to be what, 46?
Yes, 40, 45 now, I believe. Or
There.
yeah, I think he's 45. But it's yeah, I don't say he won't be. I think he I don't why go back to the Patriots though? Who are you going to be throwing it to? Like there's no offensive threat. Who's their best offensive player? Like I mean the running back, Stevenson, is that his name?
Yeah.
And you're not bringing Tom Brady there to just hand it off all day. Now he's not. Now he could throw it 50 times a day, a game, but you don't want to do that.
They'll just call up Gronk, dude. Gronk said he's sitting out this year, not next year.
Well, like
I mean, because he did not take the tight ends coaching job at the Arkansas Razorbacks. I mean,
has
who's
that
seen
been
that one
confirmed?
coming?
Has that been
Yeah,
confirmed?
it's been confirmed. It was. I know everybody
Okay.
was on the edge of their seats waiting for it to
I'm
happen, but
well, I'm surprised fans haven't blown up Twitter with that. How could he pass up an opportunity like this? But maybe he just didn't get back to them soon enough. So we're gonna go in another. You're not
he
gonna leave us hanging.
he didn't get it. Yeah, he didn't respond in time.
You're not gonna leave us hanging. We're too we're too important of a program, too elite of a program to be waiting on you to make a decision.
Yeah.
Gronk.
It's like, sorry, Robert, you cannot be our new tight ends coach.
But wouldn't Brady fit perfectly in San Francisco though? I mean,
Oh
would
yeah,
that not
man.
just be the most perfect scenario? Have a run game because he
Yeah,
works best when there's a run game. I mean, most quarterbacks do,
yeah. I was gonna say it usually helps.
but yeah, I mean, you got Debo Samuel, you got Kittle, you got Brandon Ayuk. I guess is how you say it. Uh,
Yeah.
McCaffrey. It's
Now
My
that'd be
gosh,
sweet, man.
that'd be
Yeah, if they could get him there.
that would be ridiculous. I mean, unless Brock Purdy just goes off and wins it all. You, I don't know. Just does Shanahan pull that trigger? Does he risk, setting Brock Purdy back a little bit? Because he looks like he could be the guy, like, moving forward.
Yeah, Purdy's looking pretty good. Pretty good.
There you go. Did you do that on purpose? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was good. I mean, that would have been a very happy accident had you done that, but yeah, that was good. All right, so fantasy football update. All right, are you in the playoffs in any league?
Yes, in the playoffs.
And how is
I
it
made
going?
I lost in the first round on the league that I was top scorer. That was last week. The league I started off 5-0 in had a series of unfortunate events and missed the playoffs. I have never seen it happen. So I continue to amaze myself. And in my work league, yeah, I'm going strong. So I'm still in it in my work league.
So is that the only one that you're in, like your work league?
Yes,
One
but
of three.
I won money in my big league for being top scorer, and there's still money on the table. I'm still fighting for third, so there's still some payout. But yeah, championship ring is no more.
Well, I finally won a game in fantasy football, but it was the first. It was the consolation game against whoever it was.
Did they set their lineup?
I think so. I think so. Like I said, I'm prideful. Okay, my guys are going to fight to the end. They're going to fight
Yeah,
till their last breath, even in the consolation bracket. Now, granted, I'm not going to check it religiously. I'm just going to be like, all right, who can I pick up that could piss some people off? And so then I go do that. And turned out Jerick McKinnon was a hell of a grab. So
yeah,
yeah, I play, but I didn't even have him starting this week. I just I had him on my bench. But somebody
that's cool.
I mean, Josh Allen went off, Dalvin Cook went off. I had Dawson Knox. He was one of my pickups last week. He went off.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, now I'm plugged in Jerick McKinnon just to be that guy. It's like, well, let's at least go out on a decent note. But in basketball, the Western University Dolphins are 1-0. 1-0.
you've only had one game.
Yes, because I mean the draft wasn't I was drafted late. So because I wasn't even gonna do fantasy basketball. And then my fantasy football team was absolute trash. I was like, I gotta have to do something to take my mind off this crap.
Yeah,
So yeah, do that. But yes, we're 1-0. Western University Dolphins are 1-0 and leading as of now in week 2. So doing well. Some guy dropped Brandon Ingram for some reason. He's been hurt. So I was like, okay, well, I'm clearly gonna go pick him up, and I did. I somehow
yeah,
cleared the waiver wire for that. So that was a huge get. He hasn't even played yet, but he will. It's like, how you gonna drop a dude that's like owned in 95% of leagues? A little strange to me, but all right, whatever. I'm not gonna be mad about it. Okay, so Christmas, what's your Christmas vibe been like? We're gonna end on kind of this note. I've been doing like some very Christmassy stuff this month. Like I've watched Home Alone, I watched Elf. Um, I went and drove around and looked at Christmas lights, like with people, like on a
with people.
on a Friday night. Well, I'm gonna do it by myself. Uh,
I hope not.
hey, I'm not gonna knock people that do that. I won't knock anybody that does that, but I would personally not do
I'm
it.
not knocking it, but yeah, I can't see you doing that. That's why I laugh.
Yeah, me going around just looking at. I think I'm gonna go look at Dexter. You want to go look at Christmas lights? Now he would be down for that,
Yeah, he'd be down.
but mostly just because it's a car ride. But I guess he'd get into the lights too. But no, if it's between that doing it by myself and a recliner, I'm gonna be in the recliner. But yeah, Christmas vibe has been strong. I think we've discussed this, but what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Man, Yeah, I think we discussed this last week.
Well, not last week. It was last year, I think.
Feels like last week.
It was not last week.
Man, I don't know. Like my favorite newish Christmas movie has got to be Elf.
Why does that have to be newish?
Probably.
Like any
Well,
of
I
them?
mean, the one I've probably watched the most, just because my family watches it every year, is It's a Wonderful Life. Man, that's a long movie,
I've
but
still
it's
never
good.
seen that from start to finish.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Like
But
bits
I
and
mean, Home
pieces,
Alone,
sure.
dude, Home Alone's up there, man. Just because that came out at the right time, whenever we were kids. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a popular movie, even though you're older or younger than us. But I don't know, something about Elf, man, really like.
Elf
So
is number
ne-
one for me.
never gets old, dude.
Yeah, and no, like Elf is number one for me. When he's in there in the doctor's office getting like examined,
Eating
and I
cock
like
balls.
yes, and just like making the faces he makes looking at the guy and talking, I trip out every time at that. It doesn't matter how many times I see it. But there's that. All right, I got an interesting point about Home Alone because a friend of mine
I,
saw it recently for the first time, um, in her 30s, and so she's mad that she doesn't like it like everybody else does. She's like, "Why do I not? I just don't think it's as good as everybody else thinks it is." Well, I'm like, "Because you saw it for the first time in your 30s. Like we saw it when we were children. So
yeah,
of
like
course we thought it was outstanding. It's still a good movie, but watching it as a 38-year-old man, it's like it's a little, I don't know if corny
I,
is the word,
yeah. I
but
actually
it's
just watched it before the podcast. Like it was ending whenever we started up. And the one thing that irritates me is, man, those upper deck figurines that he was shooting with the damn BB gun. He had freaking Walter Payton on there. He had Larry Bird. He had Jordan. He's just shooting with a BB gun. Like, how much would those things be worth now?
not as much because they're out of the
Not,
box. But did you notice like they weren't labeled or anything? They didn't have like the
yeah.
team logo or anything on there.
And then the fact that, dude, he never gets to eat that dang microwave macaroni.
A lot of people have made a big deal out of that. Yeah, but he ought to knows he takes it out of the microwave at 8:57.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, why
he's a
even
dumb
sit at the
kid
table at that point?
because he's a dumb kid.
Well, he's not
And how
that
did
dumb.
he have
He's not
how did
that
he have
dumb.
time? Seriously, he probably realistically only had 2 hours to set all that crap up. How many 8-year-olds that have that much like that are gonna do that, man? Like,
Well,
I,
that's why they made
yeah.
a movie about it because yeah, because he's clearly not a dumb kid and he found time to do that. But speaking of time, we're out of it. But this has been fun. Merry Christmas, y'all. We'll see y'all next week, and then yeah, New Year will be after that. But till then, Merry Christmas. We're out of here.
Wet bandits.
There you go. Nice.